All right, let's touch up a playfield. So you're gonna go to the dollar store. You're gonna buy the good paints. Don't get the cheap stuff. And you're gonna get a variety of brushes. And you wanna make sure what you get matches the color spot on the playfield. So there's the orange. Yeah, definitely this red is gonna work somewhere. And you're gonna have to use like a collection of highlighters, Sharpies, things like that. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're going to do the key lines. You're gonna do everything freehand too. You don't have to tape anything. And then you'll end up with something like this. Yeah, as if. We are at a top secret location, and what we're going to do is we're going to try to print right to wood a playfield. All right, I can't show the process in its entirety, so I'll fill you in as we go. Rushfanlive.ca gets in touch with me. Welcome, Rushians. I think this is going to be an exciting one. We're going to go direct to wood on a playfield. First thing we're going to do is we need to print out the key lines to help line it up on the playfield for the printer's reference. So you're going to see a bunch of circles happening here. You're also going to see a square right there. That's our alignment tab. It'll make more sense when we go to print to wood, and I'll walk through that and talk through that whole process. So pretty short video, but I think it's a pretty fun one, and I had a lot of fun doing it. There was a lot of pre-work and a little bit of anxiety when we went to wood, and I'll talk to that in a bit. Again, if you have any questions, rushfan@live.ca. No, this is not for sale. Please don't ask. Enjoy the rest of the video, and I'll come in and talk as key moments happen. Okay, now I'm taking that clear acetate and I'm putting it on top of the playfield, and everything seems to be, see that little square there? That tells me that's the corner. That is 0.0. Okay, now we're gonna go and test print on the playfields to make sure, again, we're hitting the jewels at the proper spot. So here's the issue. If you don't nail it here, what's gonna happen, this doesn't realize that it's where the playfield is, so do a couple of test prints first, and hopefully it works. Alright, so here's what we're trying to do. We're just trying to figure out how off we are. We're off a bit, so now we need to adjust the wood, the whole panel. Alright, let's go for it. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to print the white layer first. And this is kind of nerve-wracking, to be honest with you, because if we are off at this point, it's difficult to go back to a bare playfield. You can't sand it anymore because, you know, the inserts are really thin at this point. The wood's starting to get a bit grainy as well, but shoot the puck, let's see what happens. And boom, so far so good. They are lining up where they should be as far as the white goes, but again, the color is going to be the real test. So let's let it do its thing. Let's see what happens. I'll show you the white in full, and then I'll bring you back when we start laying the color down as well. Again, the machine just prints. It doesn't realize where the playfield is in relation to the printing head. So that's why I put it on this jig dance it around with the paint and see where we land. So, pretty good so far. This is stressful though. Gene Simmons is watching this. I'm doing this by myself. I'm doing this for myself. This is not for sale. This is a hobby. And by the way, this is a restoration. So no copyright infringement going on here. We are nailing this right on the money. This looks better than I thought it was going to be. Okay, here is the point of no return. Let's go with some color. So it comes off a little light until the printer head goes over it a few times, and it starts to get darker and darker and better, and my anxiety level starts to drop as we go on. Okay, coming up to the fun stuff. This is where I was giddy with anticipation. First spot. So I sped it up here a bit. We're getting into what I call the anxiety danger zone. The kiss, 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 kiss with the arrows. There's a lot of things going on here, a lot of areas of opportunity for things to go askew, but it nailed it. We nailed it right on the money, and I was pretty happy with the results as it was happening right in front of my eyes. So let's keep going and let's see how we end up. Okay, rounding the bottom half off. I think the results speak for themselves, and I was very happy how this came out. And what we decided on was to go over it again, but at a halftone, just to give it some more punch. So the next portion of this video, what you're going to see is the machine going over the color again. I'll speed it up just because you get the gist of what's happening. Now, what's really something to consider here is that playfield is not moving. If we moved it even a tenth of an inch or a millimeter or two, then the registration would be completely off, which you see sometimes on playfields, even when we're done at the factory. So Anyway, so this is basically call it the end for the print until we do the halftone, and then we'll talk about some opportunities for improvement for the next time I try this, if there is a next time. Okay, all joking aside, we started with, this playfield's actually not too bad. What I'm gonna try to do, maybe, is just print this part, but the inserts will have to be leveled. I've showed you this in other videos, or another video on how I did that. So that would be actually a bigger job than it would be just to sand everything off and then print it like we ended up doing on this one. So this came out really good. I would give it an 8 out of 10 just because of some of the printing issues. The printer head was a bit higher than it should have been, so some of the wording is a bit fuzzy. But overall, for a first attempt, I think it was fantastic. And if I have the opportunity to go back and do it again, I will. But again, very limited access to that facility. And it's not like I could just go there and say, hey, I want this done. Just come by chance, and that's basically how it happened. So, well, anyway, rushfan@live.ca gets in touch with me. What do we have coming in the very near future? Well, I have my skate ball that's done, and I've done the side rails on it, and I'm going to show you how I did that. It actually came out pretty good considering what I started with. Okay, then we have another power play. I think this is the third or fourth power play that I've done. I'm going to show you something different this time. I'm actually going to show you how we can work the key lines. And we're not going to use a pencil, we're not going to use a Sharpie, we're going to use stickers. And I'm just in the process of developing that, and I'm really excited about that because that's something I can definitely share with the community. Got this Knight Rider. It's actually a fun game. We do have some wire, I should show you here, some wiring fiascos going on that I'm going to help correct. And yes, I'm working on another scratch build wiring harness. And what I did this time, the last video was I think it was 4 sessions long. What I did this time is I just filmed sections as they were happening, so we can get a condensed video, something that won't be 4 hours long. A little bit more for entertainment more than it is for information, but this should hopefully be done in the very near future. If there's anything you want me to talk to, if there's any ideas that you might have that can help me out, by all means, rushfan@live.ca gets in touch with me. But more importantly, I want to hit 1,000 subscribers. We're at, what, 621, I think it is? And 1,000 is the goal. That'll be the go up to my kids and say, hey, people care about what we do as pinballers. So like, share, subscribe. Really appreciate everyone's support, and I really appreciate all the comments and all the emails I get. It's great meeting people from all over the world through email, of course, and I've actually met a few people in person. So should the opportunity present itself, if you're in the Toronto area and you want to meet up or whatever, just shoot me an email. If I'm around, we'll make it happen. Again, all the best, stay safe, and we will talk to you soon.